Alrighty, where did I leave off? I believe I just pissed off a baron. A new day. I only have like 1 or 2 days left. Let's go to some places that won't pass time. Oh, I guess I can't. What do you want? I am JJ Falcon, Defensive 34. Ah. I say, visiting hours are over. Did you bird brains understand? Parlez-vous français? I don't think he's going to make a deception, Falcon. You're right. Let's continue our investigation. So it says that I can go other places, but really it's not letting me go anywhere else. Falcon, why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Well, stop it. We need to get back to helping the cat. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. And so it is relatively linear. So this is the studio of our famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. Ahead. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsignor Robitio de Robinho, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means he's a pretentious bird brain, but in any case the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? Knock anyway. Yeah, going is not gonna get us anywhere. We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. Well, last time when it led me down this, it's like, you should really do something about it. Yeah, we should break in. It's fairly unbecoming of a lawyer, but I suppose we could try to break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe. Monsignor J.J. Falcon, I would have thought a man of justice like yourself would be against such ridiculous displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right, I'm sorry, I don't know where that came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down. Wait, just like that? Should we discuss this first? What in birds Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we would find an open window. I didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now that we're here, we ought to make most of it. Okay. Music. Chill. No. Chill. Stop. Stop. No. Down. Down, boy. Good. Better. Still, keep it down to a low roll. Low roar. Low roar. Thank you. This place is quite something. It's very swanky. I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could draw unwanted attention. We should find anything that will help our case and get out. Select an area to search. Hey, Falcon, look! What? It's just an eel. No, it's what's on the... He said. Oh, wow. This must be a copy of the a photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Cataline, and I think what Senor Purito, Catalina's father. What shall we do? Do we just take this? No, because if I'm presenting it in court, if I'm presenting it in court as evidence and I have nothing to back up my evidence, I will be jailed next. No, that would be a big mistake. Every hack component knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Exactly. Still, we've learned some valuable information by seeing this photograph in person. I suppose so. Is there anything else we should do here? A picture of sailing ships on a windy day. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me. How illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belonging? It's cool, we're a lawyer. It's cool, we're lawyers. It's cool, guys. It's just a little bit illegal. It's fine. It's okay. Oh, heavens me. Okay, it's cool, we're lawyers. I mean, that made me laugh. It's okay. A recent past amendment allowed for the preparation accounts of property damage in the pursuit of criminal evidence. I don't think that's correct, but your use of legal jargon makes me have faith in your credentials. It sounds like you're starting to learn the finer points of French justice system, Sparrowson. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. I'll leave the viewers defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fun spuns. A lighthouse? No, wait. It's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head slightly sideways, it's a black smudge falcon. A butterfly, or maybe a moth, is difficult to tell in black and white. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Oh, terribly taste. Why am I playing this? Why? I blame Bad Wolf still. I know he's not even here, but I still blame him. A chandelier! You couldn't get out of one of those. You could get one of those for our office. I don't have money for that sort of luxury. Picture of the Paris skyline. Give the angle, this must have been taken from the Notre Dame Cathedral itself. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps. It looks more like a step ladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting that old argument. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow up on a horse. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid is the bottle is. I could test it. You could. We don't have the time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. Pretty sure it's thinner, paint thinner. In case you wanted to know. I see a Burgos tigress in profile. Okay, I think that's it. Hey, Sammy, welcome to the stream. I just broke into an artist's house. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Oh. Oh, mon dieu. What happened to my door? I'm doing well. I have these things I'm trying to figure out. Lie. Some kids did it, little weasel types. We saw them. Yes, weasels. They were all like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no, weasels. You cannot do that because that would be illegal. And they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Well, thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Right, let's go. Guess I don't really have a choice, then, do I? So Falcon and Sparrow stand inside the marble porticio of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the tribunal. So basically, the trial of the grand instance. Yes, Falcon is ... Are you nervous, Falcon? No. Nope, we got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers, see? Totally unruffled. Wow, well, at least one of us feels confident. Monseigneur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got things handled. I have no idea. Oh. I'm in trouble, aren't I? I can't piece this together. What's with the evidence? He attended the banquet. We saw a picture of the clock, the person, and yeah, we saw those three. The red herring. Ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet. Yes, the Palace of Justice. Stealing silverware from the household. Yes, we get that much. And then there's the clock. And then there's the cigar butt. And we know that the one guy smokes cigars. That's all I got. We will. We'll do it. Yeah. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Oh, I have no idea what... Oh, as if the beaks couldn't get any longer. Judge Maxine. Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? I gotta give this guy a different voice. Alright, settle down, everyone. Is everyone here? JJ Falcon present. Your defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Rappington present. The ready is present. Your Honor. Darn it, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was on all my classes. Oh. Was he smart? No. He always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on luck of his 2 rabbit feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might as well have his trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scores the second lowest marks in the class, and who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my rights not to self-incriminate. Ah, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. All the jury, all present. I have no idea how to keep my... Wow. What even are some of these things? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for a case like this. What kind of update? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assesseurs, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let's begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Catherine de Marie. Prosecution, please call your first witness. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay. I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Voltaire, to the witness stand. Please approach. Is this a pirate bird? As you will, Your Honor, I swear to speak with hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Oh, Monsignor, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. Yeah, that. My name is Inspector Lucy Voltaire. I am a servant of the law, a scourge to the gutter rats that plague this city. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue to until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the question, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh great, I was hoping we'd find one of those bubbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with a lawfully good two shares. Probably this guy would turn his own mother in if he saw her littering. Inspector, is it true that you were the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Oh, well then, perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rogiel. Why would she be the one to do that? At the scene of the crime, we found this lady. She was standing over the corpse with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloody paws? No one told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Cross-examination. Witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious. The Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing the pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement. We were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid. The housemaid was in the picture. At the scene of the crime, we found she was standing over the sliced open corpse, almost with blood on her paws. Housemaid. Inspector, you say you were alerted by the scene by the Baron Rogiel's housemaid. That is correct. What was her name? What was her name? Pauline Duhat. As far as the police were concerned, no suspect. Do you have another question about the housemaid? Yes. Seen the crime. The suspect was standing right beside the victim's body. Find anything out of the ordinary. Garden, I think it was in the garden. We combed the garden and it came up empty. Nothing but marble horse statues and properly trimmed grass. You say standing right beside. Three feet is about a meter, so yes. Oh, should have said that. Should have said that. I screwed up. They're not. What? We're not stalling. Sliced open corpse. That's about... Oh! Oh, she had blood. Oh! Oh! She had eaten very... Oh, go on. Tell us about the slash. Describe the cuts. There's a single vertical slash. It was fine and deep, the sort of thing you expect to see from a sharpened saber or a surgeon's knife. Or a cat claw. Certainly. Don't be daft, Falcon. Did you see or hear anything about a knife or sword at the crime scene? Oh, I had missing silverware. I'm not doing well, guys. I'm going to start over. Yes. Cause of death. Blood on her paws. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to it. Whose blood was it? Ah, what a question was. Are you sure? How can you be so sure? Line of questioners is there was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood of the paws could only belong to one of my most years. No Judge Falcon tried to delay by asking pointless question for the first to have a point. You have a reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone? Yes. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on her paws did not come from the victim, where did it come from? On the evening of the murder, she ate a bloody raw steak. Is this true? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak had been on the menu. Inspector, I would acknowledge the possibility that blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak. Well. Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing. Ah, pretty convincing. I gain favor. So, Inspector Voltaire, is it possible that you arrest an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now, hold on just a moment, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. She is an elegant kitten, no doubt brought up with some flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork or in her left hand and a knife in the right, like a proper civilized animal. How could she possibly have gotten blood in her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would have been for ordinary. But as it happened, something was in fact missing from the particular banquet, something that forced her to eat with her paws. The stolen silverware! She was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in my police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the residence since we performed the initial investigation. What has it happened? Baron Rogil approached us for this very subject. Ah! Innocent, perhaps. What a twist! What a twist! I gain favor. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts? Lax? My investigation, Judge, I assure you, I'm the most thorough investigator officer in the force. It is amazing that the police managed to solve any crimes at all. Heh. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting of your own. Oof. Oof. Oh, we have another witness. So I lost 2, but I gained 1. I shall call upon the Monsieur Rebitio Robinio, the photographer who attended the banquet. Please approach the stand. How does this go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliche, to be perfectly honest. Could this witness please introduce himself to the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom doesn't immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robitio Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture the very essence. Jesus latiar, tu es un You may have seen my works in the hip magazines, Le Branchier, or C'est Soviet. I can send you tweets of, oh, come now. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Oh, yeah, yes. Your works are very impressive. That's the word I was looking for. Not crappy. Okay, Monsieur Robinho, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Oh, very well. I was hired by the Baron to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed to my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet and the fantastic photograph. Then I billed him and left. Like a true artist. And with the records of the photograph inside, who did you photograph? Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. That's no. No. One, there are clock handles. And two, it was her in the image, not the Baron. So when he was painting this and they had to stand still, the Baron was going to cause the problem because this one was missing. Left we see him. Finally we see the housemaid, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. And you see the two people are clearly absent from the photograph. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Well done. The prosecution may continue. You see, Falcon, every suspect had an alibi at the time of the murder, save for her. Something's fishy. In the jail cell, she told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in the photo. That's true, but I can't use testimony as evidence. It's too late. Yeah, let's cross-examine. Photographs are rock solid. Cross-examination time! Get ready! Okay, so, camera. Go on. How does it work? I'm afraid that's a patent. This is quite a crass explanation. It is true that I point and click the camera, but it only creates a negative, a prototype of sorts. I then have to develop the photograph, and that takes time. How much time exactly? Around 4 days. This photograph is hot off the press, if you will. If there were inconsistency between a photograph and reality, what would that imply? That would be an odd question. I don't think such is possible. A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, Monsieur. The camera is perfect, unbiased device photography. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific? Certainly. Click on the area of the photograph that you believe indicates a mistake. Clock into this photograph, there's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense seems there's something wrong with the piece of evidence that implies its client. Don't give me that cocky tone. I have evidence that there's nothing wrong with the clock in that picture. Clock has no handles. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of the chateau has no hands. It has no hands? clock is merely a decorative piece. Talking on it, feel free to ask Baron about, or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Verbinio, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there's an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock hand should be. Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsignor, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink so carefully put your hand on the clock. It would have been a simple task considered that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simply edit the process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Isn't it not obvious? By showing the photograph you have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photographs subject to suspicion. In other words, he's created a perfect alibi for himself. Of course, that raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why was Monsieur Robinho coerced? Bribed? Threatened? Enough silence, let's hear some answers. Fine. You got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You confessing to the murder? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty for producing fraudulent photos. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photograph, and yes, that included adding the hands to the clock. You were ordered by whom? I did not say. I strongly advise that you answer the defense's questions. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. Ah! Ha ha ha. His claws. Intriguing. Very convincing. You gain a little favor with the judge. Good. That's right. If there's one part of the photograph that is wrong, it could be other parts as well. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that she was painted out, or even worse, it was possible another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So, what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer, or was it not? Housemaid lacks a means or motive and wouldn't make sense for Senor Purgeon to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron deliberately tried to frame her. That would be an outlandish theory. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Ah, Monsieur Rabington, I am not here to throw... Oh, it's Monsieur. I keep saying Monseigneur. Monseigneur is different. Monsieur Rabington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor, however. Maybe I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning, if that is fine with you, Judge. Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust the defense has no objections. No? No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear, prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. The initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him closely. We stayed engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille. That would be where I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, Gaston? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well. Hit me with your best shot. Let's establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron, am an honest man. Cross-examination time. Getting ready. Select a statement. Hold on, what do I have evidence for? It's a red herring. Garden. We saw the murder scene, your garden for ourselves. When was the last time you visited? When was the last time you visited? As it happens, I have quite serious I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. That's not right. I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. And why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash! My word is gold. Shoulder quote the so-called hard evidence I've been in my garden. Cigarette bud. This was found in your garden. To be more specific, it was found inside the fountain basin, right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar bud? That could belong to anybody. And prosecutor, please shut your face. I can speak for myself. Oh, sorry, Baron. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. Naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cries to help for the evening, I rushed outside. Shocked and distressed with what I saw, I must have dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. You see, Falcon, is a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find it believable that the cigar were casually discarded, but as it happens, the cigar was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be assessed with great inconvenience and a little paddling. The cigar bud was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations, are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron, deliberately hid your cigar bud to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine. Let's put everything on the table. You, Baron, murdered Monsignor Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of her. Shamelessly brazen of you. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is upstanding and citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no motive or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Rabbington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron as a prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly has means. His lion claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubino confessed just in moments that he feared his claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business part of the Baron shares off his railway company, increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item necessary for good coloring. Why? To blood in the hands of his guests, of course. And then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make an easier editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something, object. Oh, you're particularly useful. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminating evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it in the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it, so out of desperation he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and the police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Senor Pertin de Mailloux, since it would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so Baron improvised. This is outrageous. Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there is only one outrage here. That is, a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a Morgos of the worst kind. How dare you, Ghost? You have the nerve of a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat hoarders. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredible whelp, I ought to gut you right here now like a damned frog. Oh shoot. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecutor have anything to add? In a manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Well, then I shall confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient at this time. Oh, I have a cane. I didn't know that. Neat. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Oh, thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Catherine's innocence. We'll get Nagak into for a short time. Sparrowson, I think you misunderstand something important about the justice system. Oh, what's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proven her innocence. All I've done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of recent revelations, it is clear that an error in judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant to be not guilty. Not guilty! Not guilty! Not guilty! Oh, hey, there she is. You did it! Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit, it was a group achievement. Oh, I'm so proud of you both. I can't do a woman's voice. I'll go get one bottle and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I'd very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything, Sparrowson, and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Well, Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act. But you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Oh. Oh. I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. I saw him on the garden all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business. You understand? Business? To increase my pa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. Oh, wow. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that putting too much faith in the brains of the Paris's finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robito was edited. It was edited. It wasn't the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to find altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because That could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for celebrations. Here's the payment for your services straight from my Papa's account. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrowson. Oh, crap. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Oh, wow. End of Act 1? Act 1? There's more? What? Oh, wow. I thought I was doing good. This game is actually somewhat interesting. No, this game is supposed to be for just jokes. Jokes. Oh. It hurts my mind. I don't know, I suppose I should keep going. How long even is this? How long is this? How, like 4 hours? Ish? I guess there are multiple acts. Yeah. I'll keep going. So January 7th of 1848. No, that makes sense because there was a whole nother 2 pages of things. Another murder case. A fox among wolves. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. But it's midday on Monday. There's still no sign of it. It's become a little concerning. Go look for him. I should probably go find him. His home would be a great place to start, but the bird brain never leaves. Give me his address. I'll find a way the hard way. Find him the hard way. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Duhat. Down here. Oh, there you are. It's Sparrowson, right? That's right. I heard about the case you're involved with. I never would have thought the Baron was the murderer. He always treated me with the utmost respect. But then I suppose it makes sense that the most ruthless killers are the ones who put on a best facade. Yeah, I suppose. How's your friend doing? He seems a bit down last night. Oh, you've seen him. Yes, he was brooding in the corner of Les Canards Joyex. I have no idea how to. I don't speak French in any way, shape, or form. So I apologize. I will continue to apologize because I don't know how to pronounce half of these things. Mumbling and drinking was a little depressing. That guy's nice. I was forcibly ejected. That doesn't matter right now. I'm looking for Falcon. Have you seen him? Guy who somehow blundered his way through the counterling trial with the help of some very dubious evidence. No, I haven't seen him to the trial. Well, thanks anyways. Well, I guess I'll have one option. What the? What are you? The dingiest student tavern in all of Paris. His nostril fills with the pungent aroma of sour wine and bitter tobacco. Well, ruffle my feathers, little Sparrowson. I haven't seen you in years. How are you doing? I'm actually here to find a friend. He's a big guy named JJ Falcon. Falcon? Yep, that's sorry. Who's been here all weekend. He's just been moaning and muttering to himself all weekend. Frankly, he's bringing the whole atmosphere down. I'll take care of him, thank you. No problem, hon. You're probably still in the corner of the drinking room upstairs. Well, why's the room to investigate? No sign of him. Mon Dieu! Almost stepped on the big fellow. Falcon, what are you doing on the floor? Hey Falcon, wake up. Oh, the bird's completely out cold. He must have drunk this place dry. Let's see, how do you wake a drunk person? Ah, good, you're up. Are you the Falcon? Yeah. Feeling sober? We should probably head back to the Aviary office so we can get some work done. I don't understand it, Sparrowson. Huh? I thought I did everything right. I followed all my procedures. I found all the evidence. I presented the case beautifully. And yet, a guilty feline walks free while an innocent man sits in custody. What went wrong? Where's the justice? I don't know. Probably should. Sorry if I don't know the answers, but what I do have is freshly baked croissant from the bakery. Croissant. Yes, croissant. And you offer me croissants? Well, it's not just croissants. I got some Pain's chocolate too. I could go for some chocolate. Fantastic, let's make a move. Okay, these croissants are amazing. They're just like the best. Good food. Oh, that reminds me, the baker told me something interesting. Do you know what they call pains of chocolate in America? They don't call them that? Nope. Pronunciation difficulties. Americans is a whole or nothing language. What do they call them? Chocolate croissants. Hello? Chocolate croissants. What do they call? I don't even know what that is. Rather than custard, they fill them with ice cream and swallow them in melted chocolate. Is this Aviary attorney? Can I speak to someone? What do they call cream? Excuse me! Did you just hear something, Sparrowson? Down here! Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you, little one? Oh gosh, where to start? Your name, perhaps? Mousy, my name is Mousy. Oh, that's easy enough. What can you do for you, Monsieur Mousy? I have his friend and he's fallen under some legal turbulence. Legal turbulence? You mean he's been arrested? Yes, I suppose so. They're saying he's a murderer, but I didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's quite a problem. I know, but I forgot to mention he's the Prince of Spain. Oh. The Prince of Spain? You didn't think it was worth mentioning it from the start? I forgot. I must say, Mousy, why don't you come to us? I would have thought that the Spanish royal family would hire a legal counsel. Expertise. The prince has great faith in your lawyering skills, Monsieur Falcon. Monsieur Falcon. He said that your reputation as a lawyer is renowned. Really? The prince said that? This is a great opportunity, Falcon. Surely you wouldn't deny a request from the Prince of Spain. Of course not. We'll take the case. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We have royalty to defend. That's the spirit. Good luck. You're coming. You have other matters to attend you. The Prince Juan is being held in the jail. Sure, he will give you the details. Back to the jail, I guess. Good day, Monsieur. Oh, it's you two again. We're not here to defend him because that'd actually be hilarious. We're actually here to see Prince Juan, heir to the throne of Spain. That mouthy fox? Huh. The guy's driving me nuts with his seigneurs and his flamboyant attitude. I say the sooner he hangs, the better. Well, come on, while you're young. The Prince of Spain. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. The person who made this game had a lot of fun. Indeed, I am Juan Querido, heir to the throne of España, and you must be the legendary lawyer Senor J.J. Falcon. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I wouldn't even say notable. Such humility, I would expect nothing less from the renowned individuals such as yourselves. But let us get down to business. I trust that my compañero... I can actually speak Spanish, I don't know why I'm falling apart on this. I trust that my compañero Mousy explained the situation. He told us that you have been accused of murder, but we need some further details before we can start our investigation. Ah, of course. What is it you want to know? What were you reading? What were you reading before we so rudely interrupted? Oh, this book, it's a Spanish classic, Don Quixote of La Mancha. Do you know it? I honestly, I have read it in Spanish. Readings for squares. I've read it. It's a strange story. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be laughing or crying over the hero's misadventures. Indeed, it's easy to read the book as a comedy, but when I look around, I can't help but see all the people who think themselves as knights. I have no idea what you two are prattling about. Not a book lover, Senor Sparrowson? I dabble. Just most of my reading material tends to be on the lighter side. Nice and pulpy. I see. Well, how about this, Senor Sparrowson? I will lend you this book. Maybe you would have a chance to read it, and then you will be able to join in our conversation. Oh, thank you. I'll keep it in my bathroom for toilet reading material, of course. El indicio Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Why are you in Paris? Why did you come to Paris, Prince Juan? I was on a diplomatic mission. I do not know whether you are familiar with current events, but you may have heard that my country is in a state of turmoil. Contenders of the Spanish throne are slandering, plotting, backstabbing. It's chaos, and the people are suffering. So I thought, if I can befriend some French royalty, perhaps even the king himself, maybe I can strengthen my family's name. With the Querido dynasty restored, I would have a chance to bring peace to my peaceful nation. Beautiful nation. Well, I guess that plan's gone out the window. Sparrowson, don't be rude. No, he is right. I have failed terribly. Don't fret, Prince Juan. We'll do everything in our power to clear your name. Maybe once the dust is settled, you will have another opportunity to speak with King Louis Philippe and complete your mission. Oh, gracias, Senor Falcon. I am sure you will do your best. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Tell us about the murder. To be honest, Prince Juan, I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get in so much trouble. Could you walk us through your activities on the day of the murder? Of course. Let me see where to begin. It was the cold day, misty morning of the 6th of January, so yesterday. I had heard that the king... Okay, music, you gotta tone it down just a little bit. You gotta tone it down just a little itsy-bitsy. I had heard that the King Louis Philippe was unveiling a new painting at the Paris du Louvre, and I wished to meet the man himself. So, after a brief stroll to the picnic in Tuileries Garden, I entered the palace. I found the royal entourage in the Louis Grande Gallery. When I saw an opportunity, I presented a humble gift to the king. A rose, an international symbol of passion and virtue. How romantic. But before the king could take it, a rather rude person snatched it from my fingers. It was a royal guard, a dog by the name of Major Harun. Ouch! Cried out Major Harun. I have pricked myself upon the thorn of this dastardly flower. And then the Mayhor slumped to the floor, his face turned blue. His face turned azul and his mouth frothed, and he died. He died straight away after being pricked. Straight away, senor. It's obvious that the pricking finger was the cause of death, but I don't know of any poisons that act so fast. Nor do I, Senor Falcon. But clearly the police felt the poison upon the rose stone was the only logical explanation. And with so many witnesses, even the king himself, what could I say to defend myself? Where did the rose come from? I acquired it from a beautiful Parisian flower seller at Les Halles Market, a girl by the name of Catherine Marie Signe. But surely you're not suggesting that the flower girl applied the poison herself, Senor Falcon? Well, I'm not making any accusations yet. I'm just planning to explore every line of inquiry. Poison rose has been added to your evidence folder. Did you want to ask something else, Senor Falcon? No, I think that's everything. What's the plan, Big Bird? Well, we have 2 lines of inquiry. We should head to the scene of the crime, and we should find any clues of witnesses, and we should interview the flower girl. 2 tasks spread over 6 days almost sounds too easy. Let's not get complacent. Good luck, senors. Wait a minute, Falcon. What is it? Does something seem off about Prince Juan to you? Yeah, it seemed off. You picked up on it too? It's like the fox was hiding something. It sounds like we're on the same page. Well, look, if this is bothering to you, we should always ask around. Maybe someone in the city knows Juan's dirty secret if he actually has something to hide, that is. Yeah, let's take up with it. Trial to prepare for. No, visiting hours are over. I'm just checking the other ones. Yeah. Yeah, so this is where we're gonna go to see if we can get some dirt on the prince. Really, Falcon? I thought you were done with this mopey drinking. I'm not here for drinking, spousing, or mope for that matter. Taverns are a fantastic hub for information. If we were to get to learn more about this Prince Juan, then this would be an ideal place. Well, that's pretty good thinking. Want to know if there's a Prince of Spain around here recently? I don't know if you noticed how this ain't exactly a classist pub in Paris. I'm lucky to serve the occasional people. You can forget about seeing a member of royalty. That's a pity. Maybe I should ask some of your patrons. Feel free. Rufus the Paladin playing cards in the attic, but with all sorts of colorful characters in the drinking room. Find someone who knows whatever you need to know. Page 44 seems to be missing. So the drinking room. So there I was in the grassland 10 kilometers downriver, rifle in hand. There's a boar, a big stupid boar completely loose. Oh my god. Wait, aren't you killing another animal? Ah, it slumped over dead before you can take the shot. Maynard went the same way, that's what I thought, but then I went too closer and noticed the boar was frothing in the mouth. Would that have been possible? I don't think so. I remember reading something about the frothing about the mouth being something of poisoning. Needs to say I left. Good call, who would want the tainted meat? Excuse me. Yes, can I help you? actually gonna end the stream here. Save and quit. I realized it was getting closer to the time that I needed to be done for the night. But I didn't realize there was a second act. Maybe there's even a third act. There is a third page after all, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and coming by. I am just as confused as you are. And I will continue to play this game to its completion. As always,